Hey guys, today I'm gonna do a study on Genesis chapter 7. So, I'm gonna begin. Then the Lord said to Noah, enter the ark, you and all your household, for I see that you alone are righteous before me in this generation. You are to take with 7 pairs, a male and its female, of all the clean animals, and 2 of the animals that are not clean, a male and its female. And 7 pairs, male and female, of the birds of the sky, in order to keep offspring alive throughout off. So, you're to take with 7 pairs of male and female of all the clean animals, and 2 of the animals that are not clean, a male and female. 7 pairs of males and females of birds and offspring, in order to keep offspring alive throughout off. So, how did Noah know what clean animals? I assume God would tell him, but since there's more clean animals, I assume it's because God would later make it so that humans can only eat clean animals. So he probably wants to prioritize the clean animals, and the unclean animals like he wants to be less of a temptation to eat, so then he just brings less. And 7 pairs, male and females, of the birds of the sky, in order to keep offspring alive throughout all the earth. 7 days from now, I will make it rain on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living being I have made, I will wipe off the face of the earth. And Noah did everything that the Lord had commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood came and waters covered the earth. So Noah's son, his wife, and his son's wives entered the ark because of the flood water. From the animals that are clean, and from the animals that are not clean, and from the birds of every creature that crawls on the ground, 2 of each, male and female, came to Noah, entered the ark just as God had commanded. 7 days later, the flood waters came to the ark. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, on that day, all the sources of the vast watery depths burst open. The floodgates of the sky were open, and rain fell on all 40 days and 40 nights. On that same day, Noah and his three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, entered the ark along with Noah's wife and his 3 sons' wives. They all entered it with all the wildlife according to their kind, all the livestock according to their kind, all the creatures that crawl on earth according to their kind, every flying creature, all the birds and every winged creature according to their kinds. Soon of every creature that has a breath of life in it came to Noah and entered the ark. Those that entered, male and female of every creature, entered just as God had commanded him. Then the Lord shut them in. The flood continued for 40 days on earth. The waters increased and lifted up the ark so that it rose above the earth. The water surged and greatly increased on earth, and the earth floated on the surface of the water. Then the water surged even higher on the earth, and all the high mountains under the whole sky were covered. The mountains were covered as water surged above them more than 20 feet. So, then the water surged even higher on the earth, and all the high mountains under the whole sky were covered. The mountains were covered as the water surged above them more than 20 feet. So, this shows no one could have survived the flood, because even the mountains were covered and more than 20 feet, so 20 feet over the highest mountain. So no one would be able to survive. No one would be able to get onto a mountain and survive the flood. Everybody that was unrighteous that God was trying to kill, died. Every creature perished, those that crawled off, birds, livestock, wildlife, and those that swarmed off, as well as all mankind. Everything with the breath of the spirit of life in its nostrils, everything on dry land died. He wiped out every living thing that was on the face of the earth, from mankind to livestock, the creatures that crawled, to the birds of the sky, and they will wipe off the earth. Only Noah was left, and those that were with him in the ark, and the water surged on the earth 150 days. So the birds, the sky, he wiped out every living thing that was on the face of the earth, from mankind to livestock, the creatures that crawled, to the birds of the sky, and he wiped out the face of the earth. Only Noah was left, and those that were with him in the ark. So birds can fly, but since it surged and the water surged on earth 150 days, and all the mountains would cover more than 20 feet, the mountains would cover as the water surged above them more than 20 feet. the boats will have to land somewhere, and since they couldn't, they would just drop into the ocean, the flood waters, and drown them. And also, then the Lord said that to Noah, enter the ark, you and all your household, for I have seen that you alone are righteous before me in this generation. Because everybody else is like really bad. Like, it's not that this flood is unwarranted, that people were like killing people and bragging about it. Like, once again, I think in chapter 4, verse 23, Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, hear my voice, rise to the neck. Pay attention to my word, for I kill a man for wounding me, a young man for striking me. If Cain's be avenged 7 times over, then for Lamech it'll be 77 times. So they were bragging about killing people, and the offspring of the sons of God. The sons of God saw that the daughters of their mankind was beautiful, and they took any they chose as them for themselves. The Nephilim were on the ark both in those days and afterwards. When the sons of God came to the daughters of mankind and bore children to them, they were powerful men of war, the famous men. So, most likely powerful to kill people, and they were considered famous. And they were also the offspring of two species together, which I don't think God approves of. Two species having like offspring together. Because I know in Leviticus it says something about animals, but I don't know if angels are considered animals. But yeah. This is Genesis chapter 7 when Noah came on the ark and God executed judgment on all the wicked people of the earth, the flood. So, if any experienced Christians watch this and I said anything wrong, please correct me. And if you like this video, like it. And if you think I'm doing something good, subscribe. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you the next day if God wills. Bye.